Hi everyone, Sandy here. Welcome to my channel and welcome to the Country Craft Creations Rodeo Roundup crop. This is my project for the crop, so I just want to show you real quick the product I'll be working with, which is the brand new The Cowgirl Way Junk Journal Hybrid Junk Journal Collection, which I have the main collection pack, I have the solids and plaids, and the junk journal companion pack. Now I won't be using everything in these three collections, but that's what I'll be pulling from, so stay tuned. I will show you a walkthrough first of my project, and then we'll have a quick tutorial on how to make it. Okay, so here's my junk journal tag booklet that has pockets. These are super simple to make, and I show you how to make the base. It's really just one piece of these solid and plaid paper that come in the pack, or one of the companion packs for the Cowgirl Way by Country Craft Creations. So here on the front, I made the shape of a tag, but made it in a book form so that it opens like that. And then I used eyelets in the top holes and added these pretty ribbons, some seam binding ribbon that you can get at Country Craft Creations, this pretty sheer dotted ribbon. And here on the front we have a double angle pocket with lots of tags in it. So this one ain't my first rodeo, so I added twine and cut down the lace to use there. We have this one here. I'm just going to lay them out and put them all back in. These all are from the collection. Made a little paper clip there, added some lace across here from Country Craft Creations. I cut it, it's a wide lace, so I cut it down. And I added this border strip, so there's your pockets. I have fussy cut some of the flowers from one of the cut aparts and lifted them up with foam tape. Added this frame, you can replace the photo. I did add some glossy accents on some of the flower centers, on the sunglasses, on parts of the frame, and on this little piece between there. So these just all tuck back in to this pocket here on the front. So it's just a single double angle pocket to hold these different tags. So this opens up, and here we have a library card pocket that comes with the Cowgirl Way collection. I fussy cut out a belt, added it here. We have the boots here on foam, and then we have the ticket, and I did add a punch there for the thumb notch. And then you have a tag here, journaling tag, and then this tag that I made, this comes with the collection. Fussy cut out the bull, added some of the trim here in Happy Trails, and some of the ribbon. So that just tucks in there. This pocket here, there's three different pockets. So I stacked them like that. They do come with a notch already. I added the guitar and the stamp here. I love this look. So here we have Dirt is Cowgirl Glitter. So I put that in the top. And then we have, this is a long journaling piece that I folded in half. Like that. And then we have a little cut apart journaling piece that I folded in half and made like a little booklet. We have one here like this, and then the circle that I fussy cut out, the oval, and then this just tucks in like that. And then on the back we have another pocket I made out of a postcard. I did thumb notch it, just glued it on three sides. I added the oval of the horse and the horseshoe cut out of the border strip. And inside here we have I added this tab here so you could put the date if you wanted to. This is a tag from the collection, some more journaling pieces, and this is a piece of the paper I cut down to fit from the main collection. So either side is really pretty, and just added a little snippet of that lace there. So there is the junk journal tag booklet, and the tutorial is next. It's super easy to make, and you decorate it up the way you want. To create this junk journal pocket tag, I have pulled one sheet from the plaids, solids and plaids from the Cowgirl Way, and I decided to use the blue. You can use either color that you want. If you don't have this collection, you use whatever you have in your stash to make this. So you're going to want a piece that is the 8.5 by 11, and then you can just fold that in half. I'm going to do the solid to the inside, fold it in half, and you can do this in your scoreboard if you wanted to, or just simply fold it. Just make sure you lined it up better than I did. So there we go. Take my bone folder and line it up, and then start in the center and just press out to line this up. So this is going to make like a booklet, tag booklet, okay? So look at that, burnished really well. Okay, so we have that. So that's a really nice big size tag. So then I'm going to take my trimmer, and I am just going to cut at an angle for my tag. I'm just going to decide, it can be whatever size you want. I'm going to put it at, there's 1.5 inches off. I'm trying to put my corner probably at the 1.5 inches maybe. See how that looks. I'm just going to slice that off. Now keep that piece there. I need to get my scissors and cut this a little bit. Didn't go all the way through. So keep one of your angles here, and then just flip it around and line it up here on the other side so you can match it up. So I'm just going to cut with my scissors, just like that. So there is that tag like that, okay? So then we're just going to start building up on that. Now if you don't want yours as big, you could cut it down some, but I think I'm going to leave mine this big size, like this. We're going to have pockets. We are going to put a hole here in the top. So I'm going to grab my hole punch. I'm going to use the largest size, and I'm going to center it. So this is 1 3/4 inches. I'm just going to eyeball it right here. We're going to put it right about there. That should be the center of our hole punch. And then I think I want some eyelets in there to kind of decorate that up if you have eyelets. If not, you can use a little circle punch and put a decorative circle around it right there. So I have my eyelets. I have a bunch of silver eyelets. Let's see if I'll use silver. I think that's kind of a dull silver. I have another one here. So I want two. I'm going to put one in the front and then one in the back. So if you have your crocodile, you can use this to put your eyelet in. Okay, just like that. The other side. So that just finishes it off really nice. Gives it a nice finished look. But like I said, if you don't have eyelets and a setter, a crocodile setter, then you can take a 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch circle punch and make a little hole punch there. Okay, so there's our eyelets in that. So let's move that out of the way. I think we need these. Okay, so now we're going to look at our companion pack if you're using this, and let's look at some pockets that came with this that maybe we can add on. Just those, like that one. I like that. That's really pretty. So I'm going to cut these out. These would be flat pockets. So I'm going to go off camera and fussy cut out different elements that I want to use from the companion pack so that we're not taking up a lot of time on our video, and then come back and we'll glue all those together. Okay, so I have fussy cut out different elements from the Cowgirl Way collection. just the items that you think you want to use. We already have the basic structure here, which is really easy. It's just the 8.5 by 11 paper that we folded in half, and then we cut our angle, punched our holes. So we're ready to build upon this. So we're going to add here on the front, the back pockets, and here on the inside. So I've already inked everything. I used the Over Coffee by Catherine Pooler that you can get at Country Craft Creations, and my brush. Tools that you might want to use to make things easier for you is a little 3/4 inch circle punch and the corner rounder punch. I use that. Of course, I also use the Propadol, your bone folder, your art glitter glue, and any kind of dispenser that you like to use. I like to use the little one. So I also have pulled out some seam binding to go with this. Some ribbon from Country Craft Creations. I believe this lace, I'm pretty sure I also got from Country Craft Creations, that we'll add to this, and we decorate it up. Now, part of the video will be speeded up to music so that I can stay within the time frame for our crop video time, and but you'll still be able to see what I'm doing to decorate this. So let's get started on this, adding our pockets and then all the things we want to put inside and decorating. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I want to put this border of the horseshoes kind of along about there on the top. So I'm going to have to extend it over a little bit so that I can trim off what extends to make this fit. And again, like I said, I've inked everything with the ink. So this is on the front side. I'm going to line it up about right there along the blue there, that. So bring it around. Then I can see with my scissors where to cut to trim that off. Okay, so then where I cut it, on that angle, I'll ink again. Okay, so on this I want to put these angle pockets. I think these are flat pockets here, but I'm going to do them like this in an angle. So I'm going to put this one down first. So glue on the long side here and across the bottom. Just right here on the bottom, line them up. Okay, make sure it goes all the way to the edge so it looks right. There we go. And then this other one's going to kind of extend over a little bit. So same on this side, the straight edge side, and then the bottom. And just line them up right there like that. Then in here I had fussy cut out this bow like that. I think that's real pretty right there. So I'm going to glue that on there. Okay, so there's that pocket on the front. So let's open it. Let's flip to the back, because I decided to cut out this postcard, and then I used my 3/4 inch punch and punched a notch and inked all that. Now this is bigger than what we need, and also I can see here on this side that I kind of got some extending over, so I'm just going to trim this off a little bit. With junk journaling, that's how you get some of your edges fit on where it's bigger than what you're putting it on. So this is going to glue like this. So I'm going to put glue here on the side and on the bottom. And then I'm going to put those two on, the left side and the bottom. So make that one flush right there. And then this is going to stick over that much. So that's where I'm going to cut that off. Like that. And we're going to ink up that edge. And then we can go ahead and put our glue on the other side. of our pocket. So now we have a pocket on the back. And now we open up for the inside. So inside I have, let's see, this library card pocket where you have the two pieces. The instructions are, well, it tells you which piece is which on the sheet before you cut it out. But then I like to have a notch in this one as well. So I'm just going to do a little notch, eyeball it in the center. And then I'm going to ink that. And so this pocket has the tabs on the back, which I folded down and burnished. And so I'm going to put glue on each tab on the back side like this. Glue this to the bottom of this back piece. There's glue there, wipe that off. Now we have the pocket, the library pocket like that. So I'm going to put it here on this side. So I'm just going to glue all this down. Just like that. And then on this side, we have these little pockets. I'm going to stack them. Now what I did is I did use my circle punch and punched out a notch on each one and then inked it. So I'm going to put one on the bottom, this one in the middle, and this one on the top. So we have like triple pockets like that. So I may make these even with this one. So I'm going to put just glue on this bottom one first on the bottom edge. And then I'm going to kind of line it up with this one over here. Get it on straight. Then I'm going to put glue on the bottom of this checked one. And I'm going to slip it underneath. Right there. Then I can go ahead and glue this one down on each side. Okay, attach that down there. And then this one's going to go in under here. So glue just on the bottom. Slip that under. And then we can glue the sides to both of these. And right here. Okay, so there we have our pockets in our tag book. So this is a junk journal tag, but this can go inside a junk journal. You can use it freestanding, however you want to. So now we're ready to start decorating and tucking things inside of that. So this part of the video I will probably speed up, and then we'll be adding the ribbons and laces and different things to this junk journal tag pocket. To finish this off, I tied this ribbon into a bow back here, and then I'm just going to fold and dovetail cut these ends like that. So you just fold it in half. And this ribbon comes in multiple colors from Country Craft Creations, and then at an angle from the open side towards the fold. So then we have that dovetail look right there. These I crinkled up, let dry. These I tied each one individually into a bow to give it that look, that shabby chic look. And then each of these I'm going to go in and just shorten them a little bit with an angle cut. Now I know these will fray out, and I'm okay with that. That's just part of the shabby look that I'm going for. So I've done the blue ones. Let's do this one here. And the pink, I got that one already, and maybe this one just a tiny bit. Okay, so there's those all trimmed up. So I put the paper clip over here. I didn't like it on the side. So I've got the little paper clip with the little twine here, and then I took a big tag with this girl on the bottom. It says, "This ain't my first rodeo," and I cut it above rodeo, trimmed her down to slide her in like a photo. So you could put your own photo, or you could use her. And then I rounded the corners, angle punched, and then I added some of the brown twine, bits of the lace, and that's just going to tuck in right up there to kind of add a little more to this front side like that. And there's the back. That one's crinkled up. And on the inside, we've got the different tags in here. So, yeah, I really like how it looks. This one here, I might glue. Just glue to the top. I don't know. Kind of like it like that. I think I'll take a little bit of glue, and I'm going to just glue it in the center here and kind of attach it to the outside, kind of like that, and one ticket. Maybe put a little bit right here to hold it down. Top of the boots, like that. And then we have everything glued in. So you can still add more tags if you wanted to. Now I did have you glue these down at the bottom, and then I decided I need them deeper. So if you want them deep, don't glue them down on these two on the bottom. This one on the bottom, but not these other two. But I just went in with my tool and opened that up, so it worked out fine. So there we go. That is the big tag, large tag, pocket tag for a junk journal. So this is like a mini junk journal all by itself, or you can tuck it into a bigger junk journal if you wanted to. So thanks so much for following along. I hope you enjoy the other projects for this Rodeo Roundup, and hope you've had a lot of fun. Be sure to check out my YouTube channel. Subscribe to it if you haven't already. I appreciate that so much. Just click subscribe down below, and also click the bell so you'll be notified of my next projects. And as always, check out countrycraftcreations.com. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.